Hello, and welcome to Box Office Tally's special summer preview. I'm Carl Diorio of The Hollywood Reporter. Every summer, Hollywood thinks they're going to set a new box office record, and this summer is no different. But guess what? It seems pretty credible this time around. May 1st is a Friday, so the very first weekend of the box office summer starts with the very first day of May. We've got 3 big pictures going out that weekend, but each is targeting a pretty distinct audience, I think you'll see, just from the nature of the pictures. Those include Fox's X-Men Origins, Wolverine. Then we have Warner Brothers going out with a romantic comedy called Ghosts of Girlfriends Past, starring Matthew McConaughey and Jennifer Garner. Then finally, we have Lionsgate coming out on the same May 1st Friday with an animated feature in 3D, Battle for Terra. And it's very possible that over the very first weekend of the box office summer, all these pictures will do decent business. Now, let's look at the weekends in and around the Memorial Day weekend, which this year is the next to the last weekend in May. On Memorial Day itself, we have Fox coming out with its Ben Stiller comedy, Night at the Museum 2. Then we also have Warner Brothers sending out Terminator Salvation, starring Christian Bale. Then we have Paramount sending out a Wayans Brothers comedy, Dance Flick. So again, take a look at how nicely these 3 pictures are positioned over a 4-day weekend that inherently is going to be a strong box office session anyway. Okay, now we want to tell you how a couple distributors have bookended the Memorial Day holiday, which again, remember, the Memorial Day weekend is the next to the last weekend in May this year. The very last weekend in May will be a Pixar picture, and that's Up from Disney Pixar. This is a picture about a kid and an old guy that go up in a balloon and sail around the world. Pixar will pull it off. They'll make it interesting. They'll make a ton of money. But it's interesting that Disney did not get the Memorial Day weekend for this release. But it's the kind of picture where they'll be hoping to play over a couple weekends anyway and show some legginess in the marketplace, however crowded it is. Now, speaking of 2 weekend movies, that seems to be what Sony has in mind with their Tom Hanks starring thriller Angels and Demons. And Sony will be hoping to introduce it into the marketplace the weekend before Memorial Day, but then have its all-important tentpole picture play well right through the holiday period.
The Illuminati were a secret society dedicated to scientific truth. The Catholic Church ordered a brutal massacre to silence them forever.
Let's look at one more weekend in July where we have several pictures crowding around a holiday weekend. We have Universal going out with its Michael Mann-directed Public Enemies, this starring Christian Bale, Christian's going to have a busy summer, and Johnny Depp, Mr. Marquee Magic himself. Now they're going to get started on the Wednesday before the July 4th weekend. So that'll be a nice long holiday play period for them. Then doing exactly the same thing, we have Fox going out with Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. Now in June, we have probably the summer's most anticipated picture. Paramount and DreamWorks are sending out Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. Opens on a Wednesday, June 24th. The Transformers sequel is going to be huge. It really is just a calculation of how big is it, Johnny? Now, no sooner do we come out of the Independence Day mayhem than we get one of the other pictures that are clearly one of the behemoths of the box office summer. Harry Potter is back. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This is a picture, you'll recall, that Warner Brothers moved from November to July 17th. And they did that largely, we're very honest in acknowledging this, in saying that, guess what? Dark Knight made us so much money in 2008 that we're going to spread some of the box office wealth into our 2009 fiscal year at Time Warner. And so Warner Brothers shifted their cash cow of a Harry Potter sequel into July. And you've got two pictures coming out the next weekend. You've got a Jerry Bruckheimer 3D family action picture. How about that? From Disney, called G-Force.
G-Force.
Ew, Grandpa, what's that?
It's a horrible crime against nature, I think.
Then you've got the romantic comedy from Sony, The Ugly Truth, also coming off on the same weekend. The Ugly Truth stars Katherine Heigl and Gerard Butler. The fun and mayhem will continue right through August. August 21st, you have the Weinstein Company going out with the highly anticipated Quentin Tarantino picture, Inglourious Basterds. This starring none other than Brad Pitt. Then, one weekend later, is the last weekend of the box office summer, the Labor Day weekend, another 4-day weekend that's come to be known for horror releases. And this year, you have the Weinsteins going out with Halloween 2. So that's how it's set up this box office summer. Come ride the rails with us, a box office tally each weekend, and we'll follow all the twists and turns. I'm Carl DiOrio of The Hollywood Reporter.